Couch Guys Sports Podcast, episode number 139. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, and producer Patty P. Not actually on the show right now, but he's going to be doing all the work afterwards. So me, Jared, back this week. Took last week off for vacation. This is going to be a very quick, chill show. And, you know, there's a lot of people taking the week off. We almost have to do a show this week with what happened with the Patriots. It's going to be a very Patriots-heavy show this week. Patriots lose to the Dolphins, which was, honestly, we'll get into it, not that shocking.
Yeah, it wasn't as surprised as other people were.
People were like, they're definitely going to be the Dolphins. And I was like, I don't know.
Like, weren't the Dolphins, they were like 5-5 or something, or like 6-2 in their last 8 games.
They went to that game with 4 wins.
Yeah,
but at one point they had no wins. So yeah, maybe that's right.
Like, they had no wins for a while. Like, they've been playing really good football. So, like, I didn't expect it to be a blowout. I didn't expect them to lose by any means of the stretch of the imagination. But we'll get into it. It was a rough game to watch, though. 16
and a half points, I think, was the spread going into it. That was a fucking massive spread. It's like,
I don't know why it was that high.
Yeah, especially just with the way it's because it's the Patriots, and we're going to talk more about it, but I mean, I don't think you should have been that shocked about what happened on Saturday. I don't. I wouldn't have been shocked either way. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into this Dynasty talk, and we can even talk Tom Brady a little bit too. A lot of people, Tom Brady, he's going to retire. Who knows? We're going to talk about that. And then some news that came out. Al Horford apparently not that happy with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, I wanted to play with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid.
That's what you get for going to Philadelphia. That's what you freaking get for going to Philadelphia.
What you get for trying to play with Joel Embiid. The guy wanted a massive role in the offense and wanted to play with Joel Embiid. Sorry, dude.
And Joel Embiid is the worst. Like, I don't think he's like funny. He's like one of those girls on Twitter who want to be quirky. Like he's always, like, when he's laying down, like he's eating a cheeseburger, like, oh, I'm eating a cheeseburger in the arena. Look at me, I'm a professional athlete. Oh, cameras got me eating this cheeseburger. Oh, I would have never guessed. Oh. And then when he watches Rick and Morty on his phone with the phone slightly tilted up so the cameras could see it when he's getting massaged out. Yeah, okay, Joel Embiid, you didn't mean to get that caught on camera. Oh man, oh, you guys saw me doing that? Oh, look at me, I'm so silly. Oh, I'm Joel Embiid. I hate Joel Embiid.
I would love him on the Celtics. Just saying.
I would too, because but like the thing with Joel Embiid, we're going to talk about, I guess we'll talk about this. Joel Embiid, like, he's got the talent to be a stud.
Like, better than he is. Like, he's not playing as good as well as he could.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's wild. Before we get to the weekly dump, one of these sponsors of the Couch Guys Sports Podcast and CouchGuysSports.com, Seated. So we've used Seated before. Seated is great if you guys want to make reservations in a place in Boston. It's coming to Providence. We got you. Use Seated. Seated is a fast-growing mobile app that allows restaurant goers to earn rewards and gift cards simply for making reservations through the app. Seated is currently available in the following cities: New York City, Boston, Chicago, Philly, and Atlanta, and is coming soon to San Francisco, LA, Washington, D.C., Houston, Miami, Austin, Denver, Providence, and Seattle. So if you're in the area, I grew up around the Providence area down southeast Massachusetts. Providence is big. It's very tough to get reservations at places in Providence on Friday, Saturday nights. You use the Seated app, you're golden, which means more and more opportunities for reservations. Click the link in the description below. YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, everything. Sign up and book your table in some of the hottest restaurants in Boston and soon Providence, helping not only us, but you, because you guys get rewarded when you use the app. Every time you make a reservation through Seated, you get coupons, you get rewards. It's easy. Download the app. Simple. It's a phenomenal app. Seated. And thank you, Seated, for sponsoring the Couch Guys Sports Podcast. Time to dump.
Pew, 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 pew. 2020.
Oh, 2020, January 1st. So we're recording this Wednesday, January 1st. Happy 2020. Who knows if it's actually the end of the decade? And honestly, I don't care. I don't understand why people are so upset about this on Twitter. Let's talk about that first. You know what I want in 2020? I want people to stop being fake mad about everything. That's what I want in 2020.
That means Twitter has to go away, because that's not
what happened. Yeah, you're right. But personal goals, I don't know if I need any personal goals. I mean, I do, and I've got my own, but I'm not going to voice them. I got my own in my head. We're golden. We're going to cruise to that. But everybody on Twitter, just relax. Everybody just has to chill, come down a little bit. I know it's impossible. There's like this mindset that things can be better. You got to be realistic. It's not going to be better. These maniacs, especially on Twitter, when you can just make whatever picture you want, you're basically anonymous. Nobody's going to be positive on that website. But it's the greatest app in the world. I love Twitter. Don't get me wrong.
We all do because as much of it as annoying as it is, it's a cesspool, and that's why we love it.
Oh yeah, it's the greatest cesspool in the world. But you got people bitching now. Oh, 2020 is not really the end of the decade. Look, I don't care. We're in the 20s now. We're in the roaring 20s. We can start swing dancing. We have to start saying things like sport again. We have to go all the way back to the 1920s. It's going to be grand. It's going to be excellent. Great Gatsby, I think, set in the 20s.
It is.
Anyway, I barely read the book. That was Spark Notes, baby, in school.
Man.
Al Horford voices some displeasures. We're going to talk about that with his role with the Philadelphia 76ers, who he signed a 4-year deal with over the summer. Rich Hill and his wife, left-handed pitcher, Rich Hill, not his wife, were both arrested at a Patriots-Bills game before they even got through the gates on 2 Saturdays ago. Hill's wife, Kaylin, had a dispute about an oversized bag, which Gillette Stadium is so strict about their bag policy. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're the wife of a pitcher. They are not going to let you in unless, I think it's a clear bag policy. Is that what they have at Gillette?
It's clear bag, and it's literally like a foot by a foot.
Yeah, it's got to be tiny. It's got to be tiny. And if it's bigger than like a foot by a foot, it's got to be a clear bag. I don't know the policy, but I know they're super strict on it. I never carry bags in. Hill's wife, Kaylin, had a dispute about an oversized bag that the stadium wouldn't let her bring in. She was then arrested when she wouldn't leave the area after police told her to. Speaking of Rich Hill, both he and Homer Bailey have signed 1-year contracts with the Minnesota Twins, absolutely killing my predictions article, where I said Rich Hill would sign with the Red Sox. Which sucks because I thought he was a perfect signing for the Red Sox. He's going to come back in June. He's hurt right now. High risk, high reward. He would be cheap. Look at this 1-year contract. It would have been
to replace Porcello. Like, it made too much sense.
It made way too much sense. I don't know what happened. Chaim Bloom, let's get our shit together. Oh, I can't wait for Red Sox season to come back. Spygate 2 hasn't come up with a damn thing to link the videos taken by the Kraft Sports production contractors to the Patriots football operations, which is hysterical that they're still even trying to find any links. Like, they are wasting so many resources to do this.
Well, I think honestly this makes of all of our points over the years of like the league wants to catch the Patriots doing something. They're still trying to catch them doing something when clearly, like, look, Spygate happened. The initial Spygate. Like, we all know it happened. They did it, whatever.
Yes. They were super sketchy about that.
They were super sketchy about that.
They had a guy dressed as a photographer.
Yeah, it obviously happened. League put it behind them, whatever. This time, they're trying to make up for that, and they're trying to be like, well, Patriots have cheated a couple times since then. They did it. Well, no, they didn't. They clearly didn't do it because they wouldn't be dumb enough to stick someone in the actual press box wearing Bruins gear, pointing a camera at the field. Like, obviously, it was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, there's no way they did it. And the fact that they're still trying to get this. But honestly, and I said this to Al when he was on the show, I think that the whole reason they're still trying to get this taken care of and the reason that they're trying to go after the Patriots here is because I bet you some league owners were like, hey, let's try to actually figure out if they did this. And let's try to link them big time to this because they've done this before. And we need to start taking down this goddamn dynasty because they're sick of it. Antonio Brown dropped some tweets following his workout with the Saints. Antonio Brown, I mean, I don't even know what to say about this guy anymore. I really don't.
Be on this team still.
I'm over him, dude. He is out of his fucking mind. This guy, he's like, I don't know how you can't bring yourself to just not tweet.
He is making Le'Veon Bell look like a saint, though. Like
he is.
Like Le'Veon Bell has since shut up and played and got paid, and now his coach doesn't want him there. That's a whole mess too. But like Le'Veon Bell looks like a saint compared to what Antonio Brown's doing.
And AB has to be bad because no teams have signed him, even after this workout with the Saints, which he's now saying was like a publicity stunt. Like, shut up. It was not a publicity stunt. This guy, I wish he had his head on straight because
so good.
He's so good. He's the best receiver in the NFL. He's the best receiver in the NFL. And he'll be on a team next year. The only problem is, once he signs with a team, he's going to be put on the commissioner exempt list. Yeah, that's the problem.
At least for this year.
Yeah.
I think it's over after this offseason. I think whatever has happened, it gets figured out in the offseason. I think the punishment, they want him to not play the rest of this year, and I think that's working itself out. So I think AB's at training camp for whatever team decides to pick him up, and he plays all next year.
Maybe the Patriots, unless the Patriots have Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, that's if they still even have Tom Brady.
That's true. We can talk about that. We've got LSU versus Clemson battling for the Natty Championship on January 13th. Both Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence put up great games. Lawrence still has not lost a college football game. Isn't that nuts?
He's about to.
Yeah, I think
he's about to.
I think I'm a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence. I don't like college football that much, but I watch him. I've watched him throughout the year just because I love his game. I think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. I've just liked Clemson. I don't know why, but Joe Burrow and LSU, they are on a mission.
Well, Joe Burrow legitimately is an NFL quarterback. I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence is.
Well,
too.
he will be until the Cincinnati Bengals end his career.
Yeah, it's like the worst place he could have gone.
They're gonna end his career.
They're gonna maybe win a couple wild card games with him, and then he'll be done like 10 years before he should be.
It sucks because I think if he went anywhere else, I mean, unless somebody trades up, but Cincinnati's gonna pick him up.
No, they won't trade that pick because they need a quarterback bad.
Yeah, they're giving up on Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton will probably end up with another team, and maybe Andy Dalton's like somewhat serviceable. And just the Bengals.
The Bears would do well with Andy Dalton.
I think they would. I think you're right. Although I wouldn't be shocked if Cam Newton ends up in Chicago. That's my prediction.
I still think Mr. Trubisky's staying in Chicago. So.
Oh wait, no, they actually somebody I forget who I saw this on Twitter. Somebody made an announcement that Mitchie Trubisky is going to be the quarterback for the Bears in 2020.
Of course he is. They've paid. They are bought in with him. They don't care.
You know how dumb that is?
Because they saw what he did 2 years ago.
Yeah, but do you know how dumb that is?
Oh, it's moronic.
It's so stupid.
Get Teddy Bridgewater up in there. Like get Teddy ball game sometime.
Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, Teddy Bridgewater. He deserves a starting job. And people forget Teddy Bridgewater when he was with Minnesota.
So
originally, he was supposed to be their franchise guy.
He was going to be, then he got hurt.
And he was good. Yeah, he was really good. I think if Teddy Bridgewater was with the Vikings right now, they'd be in better position. Instead, they gave Kirk Cousins 100% guaranteed money,
they gave up on Teddy Bridgewater so quickly.
Yeah, they did.
And they drafted pretty high.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I root for heavily, Teddy Bridgewater.
If he doesn't get hurt, he's their starting quarterback. He's still playing with them, 100%.
Wild card weekend is set, and it sucks because we actually have to sit down and watch a Patriots game on Saturday night at 8:15 p.m. The worst. Like, first of all, why did the Patriots get that time slot versus the Titans?
It's because it's Patriots. It's primetime.
The Saints and Vikings, that's a game. The Seahawks and Eagles, that's a game. Either one of those would have been a better Saturday night slot than with the Patriots Titans.
But it's Patriots. This is a story because you know why it's Nick. You know why it's primetime? Because everyone's hoping this is the end. Everyone's hoping the hot Tennessee Titans, Mike Vrabel, goes into Gillette, beats the Patriots, ends the dynasty. That's why they're on primetime.
That's sad.
Because if the Patriots lose, it's worth primetime TV.
Yeah, but that's sad because there are two legitimate, and like I'm excited for Sunday because there are two legitimately great games. The Eagles, everybody's hurt on the Eagles. I'm pretty sure the coach is hurt on the Eagles. Everybody is hurt on the Eagles.
Oh, you know what? I can't wait to do on Sunday.
What?
Sit down on my DraftKings sportsbook in New Hampshire because that's legal now, baby. Not even a sponsor. I'm just so jacked up about it. Because it's legal
it like
now.
Legitimate gambling?
Yeah, it's like legit gambling. No, it's not. DraftKings is always legal.
Sports.
Yeah, DraftKings has their own sportsbook app. It works.
You guys are so fucking lucky. I'm still using. Well, I'm not gonna name it. But I'm still using like one of those foreign. I use a couple different ones.
Sportsbook.
That sucks. I hate that. What Massachusetts? Get your shit together. That sucks. That looks so nice. So like, can you? So you can just deposit the money you win directly in your bank account.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's just like DraftKings. It's the same account.
That sucks. Massachusetts, it's in the legislature, and they're just sitting on their friggin' hands. And you know, it does suck. So MGM Springfield already has a sports book room set up. They're just waiting for Massachusetts. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, Jared. No, I understand.
PayPal is an option. Look at that.
I get it. No, I understand. No, it's fine. I get it. MGM Springfield already has a sports book set up, and they're just waiting for Massachusetts to get off their hands and it legalize it. But they just haven't done it yet. And you know what else sucks? Unless Encore makes a sports book, in order to set this up, I think I'm going to have to drive all the way out to Springfield to set up my account. Because in Rhode Island, to set it up at Twin River, you have to go to Twin River.
Yeah, you have to go there. Patriots. Look at that spread.
That sucks, man. Like, I'm jealous. I'm genuinely jealous. Like, it sucks.
I have a personal rule, though. I don't bet on the Patriots, but this weekend, man.
I cannot believe Massachusetts is still doing this.
I can sit on my couch and just...
Yeah, I've got to, like, finagle this money I win or lose into my bank account somehow with, like, Bitcoin. It's freaking horrific.
Yeah, Massachusetts is way behind the times.
Yeah, it sucks.
Figure it out, dude.
We got Bills, Texans at 4:35 and the Patriots versus the Titans on Saturday at 8:15 prime time. Sunday,
I'm intrigued by that Bills-Texans game, by the way.
I am too.
I think the Bills win that game.
If I'm picking money line, I'm going Bills.
Bills, baby.
I think the Bills can do it.
You know what I think the Bills could also do?
Which is going to be friggin' crazy.
You know what I think the Bills could do also? Just saying. They could beat the Ravens. They could do it.
They gave them a good game last time they played.
Just dream scenario. Patriots win, go into Kansas City and beat them. Bills beat the Ravens if they win. And now you're hosting an AFC title game against Buffalo. Just saying.
It would be unreal.
Just saying.
Vikings, Saints 105 and Seahawks and Eagles at 440. But no, I'm with you. I think the Bills have a legitimate chance to beat the Texans. I think the AFC playoffs is
pretty open,
really good this season, and it hasn't been the past couple years. But the Titans, I think, can play with anybody for the most part.
Not gonna lie, you could have a situation this year, and this probably won't happen because it never does. But the Bills and the Titans could be in the title game. It won't happen, but like you could realistically say, well, the Titans could beat the Patriots this weekend. That's very realistic. The Bills could go in and beat Houston. I think they will. And then you put the Titans would get the Ravens at that point, and then the Bills would go in and play KC.
Well, who's the 6th seed? Tennessee.
Titans, because we're the 3 seed.
Okay.
So if the Titans win,
way too many numbers for me.
Just those two teams are good.
Yeah.
The wild card teams aren't fluff this year, man. I'm nervous Saturday night. Dynasty's coming to an end.
That's different, and that's different because the past couple years, like I said, the wild card teams have been bad.
Yep.
And every team in the AFC this year, I think, has you could make an argument for them to make
NFC
it
too.
Super.
Look
and
at
the NFC is loaded too. It's a great year for the NFL. The teams are good. It's not a sucky league this year. No. The teams are good. All right, that's the weekly dump.
Pew, 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 pew. New decade. Pew. Roaring 20s. Pew.
Another sponsor of the Couch Guy Sports Podcast.
Great Gatsby. Pew.
And CouchGuySports.com. Support for Couch Guy Sports comes from Manscaped, an excellent product who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools, Jared, for the family jewels, baby. We've all had our own issues there with maybe clipping things you didn't want to be clipped, or if you use an electric razor, or an electric, like a trimmer, you go down there, you nick something you didn't want to nick. That is a thing in the past. That's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary skin-safe technology, so the trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. Manscaping accidents are finally, again, a thing of the past. And don't use the same trimmer on your face as you're using on your balls, guys. That's fucking disgusting, you nasty animals. Manscaped also has the crop preserver and anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your pits. Why are you guys not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body, your balls? Get 20% off and free shipping with the code CouchGuy at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job. Your balls, they're going to thank you. Get 20% off, guys. This is when you listen. This is when you pause the podcast, or you keep listening to the podcast if you're listening to the audio version. Go right now to manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code CouchGuy at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using promo code CouchGuy, CouchGuy, all one word, CouchGuy. Manscaped.com, guys, do it. They have phenomenal products. Me and Jared both have them. And look, let me tell you, incredible.
Guys, I'm having a kid now, like all because of this. Nice and trimmed.
And another, and look,
let's go.
Now Jared's having a kid.
It's that beautiful of a thing.
So that's the big announcement too. Jared is having a child.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the sex yet?
Not yet. Too early.
We'll
know in a few months.
You guys did the sex.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how you make a kid. Yeah. So.
And, I mean, I don't know if you use a turkey baster.
That's just weird. What are we in prison here? Like, what's going on?
Well, listen. I don't know your home life. Okay, I don't know your home life.
I don't want to know your home life. Oh, you guys have ghosts in your house.
Oh yeah, and we should. Maybe I'll do a quick podcast, like, because I might want to start doing like little quick tiny shows too. Maybe I'll just do one about the ghosts in this house, because the ghosts in this house are very real. I've seen her with my own eyes. Unreal, very terrifying. Actually, no, not terrifying at all, because I looked at her and I was like, oh, you're the ghost. Sick. But we'll have that discussion. And it is also a girl. So, Weekly Dump took a while, but there were a lot of good topics in there. Patriots lose to the Dolphins, also lose the bye week. So now the Patriots have to play Tennessee this Saturday night, 8:15. And you know what? So you know what the toughest part of this is? In New England, this is cocky, this is douchey, we fucking know. But one good thing about the Patriots over the past 10 years, besides all the winning, is that you can always plan an event on Wild Card Weekend if you have to, because you know the Patriots aren't going to be in it. So I'm going to a wedding for my friend this Saturday.
Oh.
You know when dinner starts about?
Like 6.
8 o'clock. 8 p.m.
You couldn't have got a worse start time, my friend.
No, because you can, like I said, you can plan to do these things. And, like, you can't fault these people for this, because you can plan these things. And I'm excited to go, but you can plan these things for Wild Card Weekend around here, because generally, and this was the case until Saturday or until Sunday, that you could plan to not have anything going on Patriots-wise this coming weekend.
Nick, we're starting a new decade. The Patriots this entire decade, 2010 through until now, have been the 1 or the 2 seed every single year. Didn't miss the playoffs, didn't play in a wild card weekend, have had a bye every single year this entire decade. Like, people are always like, well, the first dynasty was better. I'm like, well, no, because they missed the playoffs one year when Brady got hurt. They were a wild card team. Like, they didn't do as well the front half of Brady's career as they have in the back half. They were one of the top 2 seeds in the AFC the entire decade, except for this year, and that's because they lost to the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. We're so spoiled in this town. The Patriots went 12-4, and people are kicking down doors like the sky is falling, and they went 8-8.
So, okay, so let's get into it then. Let's talk about the Patriots losing to the Dolphins. So, like I said at the top of the show, I had people telling me, like, there's no way the Patriots lose to the Dolphins. They just have to beat the Bills. They'll beat the Dolphins. It's fine. They'll get the 2 seed. They'll have the bye week. Edelman can heal. Everybody will heal who's dinged up a little bit. You'll be fine. And then the Patriots go into Sunday's game, drop down 10-0. 10-0. They fell 10-0 early in this game to Ryan Fitzpatrick in the Dolphins. And let me tell you this, too. Speaking of Ryan Fitzpatrick, he is one of the main reasons why I didn't just give the Patriots this win, because he's a very mediocre quarterback. I know people love Fitzmagic. He's a very mediocre quarterback, but he is capable of the games that he put up against the Patriots. He's done this time after time where he just puts up giant games, and him and Devontae Parker. Oh, my God. I don't know. Devontae Parker finally showed up this year, and Devontae Parker, he ate Stephon Gilmore's lunch.
Oh, Gilmore sucked. And I give a lot of credit to Devontae Parker because we know how good Gilmore is, and I still think he should be Defensive Player of the Year despite what happened Sunday. But that shows you how good.
You can't take one game and then just knock him off.
But that shows you how good Devontae Parker has gotten and how much he's improved, because you took the best corner in the game, one of the best defensive players in the game this year, and torched him without even a question. There were times where Devontae Parker was legit wide open. And we all knew Gilmore was on him most of the time, except when they played zone, which I still don't get why they're playing zone defense ever, because they let up way too many yards when they play zone defense. Sunday was another example of that.
So Miami going to the game, they were 12th in the NFL with 237.8 yards per game passing. Ryan Fitzpatrick threw for 320 yards on Sunday against the number 1 defense point-wise in the NFL. Ryan Fitzpatrick put up numbers against you. And the problem, my biggest issue, like my number one blame on this for this game is the defense. Absolutely. But at the same time, coaching, I think, took a giant hit too on Sunday. The coaching did not look great. Everybody was baffled about what happened at the end of the first half when they had 3 timeouts. They didn't stop the clock when they stopped Miami on third down. They didn't want to go try to score again. They just let the clock run down. But focusing on the defense, you needed the defense in this game. And the defense has been carrying you all season. The defense has been great all season.
Well, that's why they're 12-4. It's the defense.
That is. Yeah, no, you're right. But then when you needed them, when you absolutely needed them to make a stop on Miami's final drive with what, a minute 50 left?
Not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time at all. They ran down the field on you. The defense could not stop. And that's a mixture of the coaching and the defense. Because Ryan Fitzpatrick was eating your lunch over the middle of the field.
The worst thing that could have happened for the Patriots.
They just didn't cover the middle of the field.
The worst thing that could have happened for the Patriots was Fitzpatrick taking over as quarterback and doing well. Because Fitzpatrick has now beaten the Patriots on every team in the AFC East. Because he's obviously been around way too many teams. So the way they played on Sunday, like, it's awful. Awful. It's disgusting. And I coaching is a part of it. I mean, look, when they scored that touchdown to put them up, and when they scored to 24th point there at the end, I was like, great. Okay, they looked like ass today, but they're going to figure this out. The defense is too good to not make a stop right now. Brady made it work. They're going to squeak by with the bye week, and then we'll figure it out. And then you watch the play-by-play, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this is really going to happen. The Patriots
you could sense it early. The way they're
first couple plays of that drive, I'm like, this is going to happen. They're going to go all the way down the field and score.
Yeah.
They're going to score right now. And the whole time, I'm like, this is it. This is over. We're going to play next weekend. See you next weekend. This is happening.
The way they were moving that football, immediately, you were like, oh, shit. It was
disgusting.
They're going to score a touchdown.
You have the defense who people were claiming to be like the next coming of Christ earlier in the year. Led up a game-winning drive at home in December to Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins. Now, great. Give the coaching of the Dolphins credit. They know how to beat the Patriots.
Flores had a great game.
Brian Flores had a great back half of the season, mind you, also. They fired, what's his face? O'Shea?
Which I don't get.
I saw earlier it was because apparently Brian Flores wants to cut ties with his Patriots roots and doesn't want to be.
Yeah, he wants to move. I saw that too. He wants to move away from the Patriots, offensive.
And the scheme of things. And I get it because it's complicated. And if you're going to bring in a lot of young guys that just won't get it.
Bring them back. Josh McDaniels, bye-bye. Back Chad.
Well, dude, the Browns want to give Josh McDaniels like the keys to the kingdom.
Which is crazy.
Like they want to let him do what Belichick does. Like pick the groceries, set him up, cook him up, put him out for dinner. Like that's what they
based on what? The offense hasn't even been good this year.
Been garbage. If he couldn't do this year, he's had enough in the tank to get stuff out of this offense. Like the offense, people are like, oh, Brady doesn't have weapons. Use N'Keal Harry more. Figure it out with Jacoby Myers. Like, why in the world have they not been that successful? I thought you and Brady were like BFFs. Why can't you figure out with him and get him in his right mind to figure out how to not throw the ball 2 yards behind Julian Edelman? Like, Brady hasn't been great either. And a lot of the play calling on Sunday, Nick, you'll agree. I know you'll agree with me. Half of the offense play calling was like with Josh McDaniels. You guys are 3rd and 3. You guys are 3rd and goal, 2nd and goal, and 2 corner fades. Throws weren't even close to N'Keal Harry. Why aren't you running the ball?
One was to Sanu, who was wide open in the corner.
The second one, when they tried to go to N'Keal Harry, I think it was twice in a row towards the end of the game, they almost ran the entire way up the field. Burkhead, James White, Sonny Michel, they basically ran that entire drive because the Dolphins couldn't stop the run. And then as soon as they get within 5 yards of the goal line, they don't run it 3 more times. It was like 2nd and goal, and they had 3 attempts to get in the damn end zone.
And they've done that this entire bad streak the second half of the season.
Like, I don't get it.
The run game's like stepped up. And I'm glad we finally can't blame anything on the offensive line because the offensive line on Sunday looked great. The offensive line had
one of those
great
throws,
day.
The one that Sanu came back and ended up catching for a pretty good game. Like, Brady was sitting back there for like a good 10 seconds.
Yeah, he had time. He had so much time.
And it wasn't even moving. He was in the middle of the pocket, just going through his reads. It was like he was playing in the backyard. There was nobody near him. So the offensive line excuse is BS at this point if anyone tries to use it. Look, the running game looks better because of it. Isaiah Wynn has looked good, right? He's figured out that side of the line. It's now up to Brady to make these throws and McDaniels to make the play calls. Would I be mad if Brady comes back next year and McDaniels isn't his offensive coordinator? No. Not at all. Let's get some. I think it's time for someone new, especially if you actually think this is like Brady's last year or next year.
No, and I wouldn't be shocked if Chad O'Shea becomes the next offensive coordinator.
If McDaniels leaves, I think he definitely will be. Like that, this couldn't have been a better thing for Belichick. Like if McDaniels decides to leave this time and the Browns give him the keys to the kingdom, O'Shea being fired could have been the best thing to happen for the Patriots and Belichick, because that means Brady might be more likely to stay because he's going to have a familiar face running the offense.
Yeah. So the thing is with Sunday, what sucks the most about Sunday is now you have to play this Saturday night, right? You have to play the Titans, and the Titans beat your ass last year with a quarterback, and they're good. They're hot right now. They beat your ass last year with a quarterback who is worse than the quarterback that they have right now. And the only other time over these past 2 seasons where Gilmore has just been torched was against this past Sunday and against Corey Davis last season when the Patriots played the Tennessee Titans. And now the Titans have a 1,000-yard rookie receiver, A.J. Brown. So now they've got 2 solid targets. Yeah. And on top of that, what's been the number one problem with this defense this season?
The run defense.
The run. You're going up against the number 1 rusher in regards to yards all season. Derrick Henry is a monster. He is unbelievable.
Like if it wasn't for the fact that they were playing the Patriots, I'd be rooting for the Titans.
Yeah.
Because they're a fun story. I love Mike Vrabel. He's a giant FU. Someone asked him about playing the Patriots, and he's like, guys, look, I haven't had a Patriots logo checked in like years. I have no shits care about them. Like I'm going in to beat them.
So that's another problem. Is Bill Belichick against his disciples as of late hasn't been good. He's been awful. Lost to Brian Flores, lost to Matt Patricia, lost to Mike Vrabel. This is over the past 2 seasons. Yep. Lost to Matt Patricia, Vrabel, Flores, and he lost to Mike Vrabel last season. Patricia, who am I drawing? Oh, Billy O'Brien this year.
Because they couldn't play against the Texans for some reason.
Yeah, got his ass kicked by Billy O'Brien this year. So this is why I'm not confident at all in this Saturday's game. Look, because there are so many things going against the Patriots this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not even concerned. Like long term, I don't think the Patriots are ever going to get back to being like the pre-Kraft days, right? Like they're never going to suck again. They're never going to be blacked out because they're terrible at football. Like the Patriots are always going to be a consistently good franchise in the mix. But this weekend is concerning because yeah, we're spoiled and we're used to them just. The God's given right is to be in the AFC Championship game at this point, right?
We're just used to the AFC Championship.
Used to the AFC Championship game, and then from there, who knows? They might not even get to the divisional round because they don't have the bye. And if they're playing wild card weekend, and it sounds horrible of us to talk about. Like, it's kind of crazy that we're even thinking about this because they shouldn't be there. Like, if this team is too good to be playing this weekend.
If we went back to episodes at the start of the season, we were having conversations. Oh, this team might go undefeated. This team is unbelievable. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Antonio Brown's here.
And the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Like, that's what we were talking about.
The Handsome Bowl is going to be electric.
Still a possibility.
It is. And if we went back and, told me and you, and we're like, hey, just letting you know, this is not going to go how you think. Be like, oh shit, okay, well, what happened?
What's happened?
Wild card weekend. You had the bye week going up until the last week of the season.
You lose to the Dolphins.
They lost to the Dolphins, and the Chiefs stepped up right in your face, and the Chiefs took the bye week from you. And I want the Patriots to play the Chiefs more than anybody because Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend sucks. She is so obnoxious on social media.
I would have loved it to be at home for that storyline more than anything else because she would have been there. It's still a newer story, right? It didn't happen that long ago, and the Patriots should have won that game at home. Like, this shouldn't even been a problem because – and you don't want to blame it on the refs because you should have beat the Dolphins. Like, it's a separate storyline.
Yeah.
But now this Chiefs game a few weeks ago becomes even more of an issue because if the refs didn't, suck a major one –
the N'Keal Harry touchdown.
The N'Keal Harry touchdown's allowed, right? If the refs didn't suck a major fat one that game, it doesn't even matter. You beat the Chiefs. The tiebreaker doesn't matter. You get the bye even if you lose to the Dolphins. So that's a big difference. And if you go into Kansas City and lose a really close game, you flip that if you're home, it's a big deal.
You needed the bye week, too, because Tom Brady's hurt right now. I don't care what he says. His elbow's hurt. Julian Edelman's hurt. You needed this 2-week break.
Oh, anyone that thinks Brady's not hurt is just blinders.
Oh, they don't want to believe it. He's hurt. That elbow is in pain. But you can't say shit because the TB12 method looks bad if he's hurt right now.
Yeah. because the way he's throwing the ball, like I know Brady's supposed to regress and he's not going to be as good as he has forever, but
Yeah.
he's not hitting a cliff because he's still making some throws. And I still think even last year he was so good. And at the beginning of this year, he wasn't missing a ton of easy throws.
If he comes back next year and has a great season, I'm not going to be shocked.
No, because I think he'll have time to heal and recover and the elbow will get fixed. And look, do I think he plays anywhere here but here next year? No. I think it's either he's a Patriot again or he retires. Because I really don't think he plays. Everyone's like, oh, go for the Chargers, go play in Las Vegas. He's not going to play anywhere else. All of this stuff's a major bluff. He wants to be a Patriot. His dad has now even come out and said he probably won't play anywhere else besides New England. Like,
and his dad has to stop talking.
His dad.
Like, why is his dad doing interviews?
No idea. His dad has always done interviews, but that's a big because Brady's dad's usually right. So he's either in a flying Elvis uniform next year or he's sitting at home with Giselle watching the Patriots play on Sundays on his TV. That's it. One or the other.
That'll hurt Brand if he does that. He'll be back. So this leads into this question: is the Patriots dynasty over?
No, not yet.
I think Tom's coming back next year again, and I flip-flopped on this, but it's just I think I'm going to stick with this one. I think he does come back next year because I still feel like he'll announce when he's done. I don't think he's just going to retire.
I don't think he's going to announce it like at the beginning of the year because I really don't think and a lot of the people who are plugged in, right, have said this, like he doesn't want the tour. He doesn't want to be paraded.
Maybe like
gifts,
the playoffs.
But he might say like at the beginning of like now, you know what, this is just so you guys know this is my last run. Like we're really excited about my team. I'm focused on winning and you guys know that. But after whenever we lose, if we lose, I'm done.
Yeah. So Patriots dynasty not over.
But I only think it's one more year. Like it's not a lot. It's
just about done.
If you get Brady back, it's next year. I think that's it. And then you're rolling with Jarrett Stidham, or whoever you maybe can trade up for in the draft.
Get Trevor Lawrence. That's all I want.
Dude,
or
Trevor Lawrence would be amazing here.
Let's talk about another old guy real quick, and then we'll wrap up the show. Al Horford. So a story came out in NBC Sports Boston. Al Horford apparently is not happy with his role in Philadelphia. And something that was mentioned in this article, Al Horford doesn't say things. He's a very diplomatic man. He doesn't.
Oh, in the 3 years here, you almost forgot he was on the team. The 3 years he was here in Boston.
He doesn't cause issues. He doesn't say things that are controversial. Well, for him to come out and say this, quote, I still haven't been able to find my rhythm with this team. I'm out there for the team and doing what I can to help us. But offensively, I'm very limited with the things that I can do. So I can't control that stuff. So basically, he's having issues adapting with basically having Joel Embiid on the next to him because Joel Embiid takes a lot of what Al Horford did with the Celtics. So really the only question here is, I mean, it's not going to happen. Like, let's get this out of our heads. There's no way it happens. But if he was going to be traded, would you welcome him back to the Celtics?
Well, yeah. I think if it was a realistic opportunity, he'd fit in what they need, what they're missing. Like he would fit in the people are like, they need a big man. They need a big man. Trade Gordon Hayward. Well, first of all, don't trade Gordon Hayward. And second of all,
you would have to trade Gordon Hayward to get him.
That's why it's not realistic because they're not.
It's not realistic at all. Because the money. Like I don't understand why these random people are just so gung ho with trading Gordon Hayward. I have not understood that once.
Well, take it even a further step back. People are like, oh, we need a big man. Well, why? They have one of the best records in the NBA. They've only lost 8 games this year. Why do they need a big?
Williams, I think, is a little underrated. I think Robert Williams is a big piece of this team once he comes back and he's healthy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think obviously the injury thing is an issue, and he hasn't been healthy long term in his career yet. But like, what Robert Williams can do, we didn't need a big man until he started getting hurt, and then Cantor wasn't playing. All these guys, like, look what the Celtics are doing. You don't need a legitimate big man in this league. You played the Bucks, you beat them, you were able to figure out how to put a stranglehold on Giannis. Look, I don't think you're going to compete with the Bucks anyway in a 7-game series, but they don't need to bring in a big man to be a contender. Like, no. It doesn't. And
I wish Al Horford was still on the team because I think there would be more of a chance to make them a championship contender.
Yep.
But I mean, at the same time, it just money wise, it doesn't make sense. Would I welcome him back? Yeah, of course. He's a great player. I don't know if I want him on a 4-year contract because at the end he's just gonna be old. He's gonna take up a lot of room, salary cap wise, and he's not gonna be that good anymore. Nope. But would I take him back for this season? Yeah, of course I would. But then you'd be stuck with that contract. So no, I don't want him back. And somebody I would rather have back on this team is Aaron Baines. Aaron Baines is only making $4 million this season.
That's not going to happen.
I know, and you're not going to trade for him, but I still don't get why the Celtics, I almost said the Patriots, I don't get why the Celtics didn't give him that kind of a contract, because you need a big man who can play defense, who can rebound. Aaron Baines is perfect for that, and he's having a great season in Phoenix.
It had something to do with the money and the Kemba Walker situation. They almost needed to shed almost every contract they had to bring in Kemba.
They did. And honestly, the team's playing great right now. They've done everything that we said they needed to do. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but Jaylen Brown.
No, it was the general storylines. It was if the Celtics are going to be really good, it needed to be Kemba being Kemba, which was no surprise.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward needed to come back and be himself, in which he has been, besides the fluke injuries.
Everything's worked out to what they needed.
The two J's needed to be superstars.
They need to step up.
And they have.
Yeah, they had to take a step forward. So, no, don't give me Al Horford back. I don't need that contract. And like, I'm not going to steal this take. Like Marv Azan said on Twitter, co-host on another show of mine, he chose this life. He chose Philadelphia. You gotta deal with that. You knew Joel Embiid was there. You knew Joel Embiid was the man in Philadelphia. That's on you, Al. Sorry. Love you, pal, but that's on you.
I want to play with Ben Simmons. Man, I can shoot threes too, man.
Couch Guys Sports Podcast, episode number 139 in the books. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali. Show produced by Patrick Schofield, producer Patty P. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Seated, the app for reservations in Boston and coming soon to Providence. And Manscaped, guys, go to manscaped.com. Use promo code CouchGuy to get 20% off. You help out the show. You help out yourself because they have great products. Couch Guys Sports Podcast, episode number 139. Guys, rate and subscribe on iTunes. Get the show on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher. And then follow us on everything, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, episode number 139. Guys, we will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.